All right, hello, welcome. It's been a while since I've made anything, but I decided this year I wanted to get a video out on Eurovision before the actual event starts. And we're currently halfway through the season, pretty much. There's been 20 countries that have had their entries revealed already, so we are well into the season. And I figured that since 20 have come out, time to do a top 20 for the season. Time to see where everything's at and compare it to last year. So a little bit of context, actually. Last year was my first year watching the event, so I am very much a Eurovision newbie. No real experience to speak of with, keeping track of national finals and whatnot. So for me, it's just been a case of seeing what the songs are when they come out and sort of appreciating them for how good they are as we go along. As with last time, there will be a little bit of liberties taken in regards to the studio version of the songs. Yeah, I mean, we might as well get into it. So, Albania. I'm too lazy to edit, so I'm just going to play a little snippet of the song while we're here. So, Zemren Ndor by Besa is the first one we have, and this was the second song that was revealed this year. I think France's was like literally last year. I should say this season, because France's was like last November. That's been cooking for a while. That has, but this one, it's not bad. It's not bad. Is it better than Duya from last year? Probably. I think it is. I think it's a nice sort of like power ballady pop song. It's not quite a ballad. There's a good kick to the beat. It's a very strong instrumental. So it's not like minimalist where it's just a vocal performance over maybe a piano or no instrumental, so to speak. It's got a strong instrumental behind it. The song's okay. It has to be said, it's not perfect. Very much so not perfect. And I'm not personally rooting for this to qualify. This won't do too well. It doesn't engage me. It doesn't interest me like some of the others do. I mean, it's just a standard, decent song. It's a 2 out of 5. Probably a low end of the 2 out of 5s. Doesn't do anything groundbreaking. Doesn't do anything new. No gimmick. Nothing to make it fun. Nothing to make it stand out. Just kind of there. At least she seems like a genuine performer, though. And in the performance, she sang her heart out on her live performance. So much so that she slipped over. Hopefully, she doesn't do that in the show. But it's not bad. It's not a terrible start for Albania. So next up, we have Belgium. I was really excited for this one actually, because I'd heard good things about Musti, maybe. I'm gonna get pronunciations wrong. Oh well, deal with it. Okay, it's not bad. This one's is more of a ballady kind of song. A direct competition with France and Latvia this year. Very, at least for the first part of the song, very minimal instrumental. The issue, I think, is that his voice doesn't capture me as well as some of the others do, which is a slight problem. Because if you're doing a ballad, it's not purely a ballad, I suppose. But if you're doing a ballady style song, you need the voice to back it up. You need the vocal cojones to back it up, yeah. And I feel like this doesn't have that. I feel like this is missing that bit of magic that some of the other ballads have this year. I'm giving it a high 2 out of 5. Probably doesn't deserve that. But you know, we move. Right, Czech Republic has Ico with pedestal. It's I really like the song. I really do like the song. I think it's a very, very well made song. It's got a very nice pre-chorus into a chorus drop when in that little bit where all of the backing instrumental cuts out and it's just her singing before they all swell back in for that big slam in the chorus. It's really nice. It's very well made. However, this is very much the Denmark of this year, and I'd say that in terms of last year, breaking my heart, where she can't sing live, or at least she wasn't able to in her performance of it. And she does have months to improve that, and I hope she does improve that because the song is great. But I really don't see this qualifying if she doesn't actually improve her singing. She sounded like she was out of breath the whole time, like she'd just been doing a workout before she had to get up on stage, you know? Or like the fact that she was dancing on stage so aggressively was moving her around so much that she just sort of couldn't keep her breath control, which is quite funny. The song itself is really good. The song itself, I have pretty much nothing negative to say about the song. It's a very, very nice, like, not quite a breakup anthem, but more of a, you've been ruling my life for too long. It's time for me to get some agency back, do my shit the way I need to do it, treat myself better kind of thing. And that's a nice message for a song. I like it. It's a 3 out of 5 for me. It's very, very solid. If she improved her singing, it could probably be a 4 or a 5. I really do like the song. Denmark, we have Sand by Saba. It's really good. It's a really, really good song. I really like this. Vocal performance was very clean. The song itself, very nice drop into the chorus. It's very catchy. It's very, very catchy, the chorus. Almost flawless, I would say. The biggest crime it commits is by not committing crimes, if that makes sense. It doesn't do anything extraordinary. It doesn't do anything out of the ordinary, much like Albania, but in a good way. Whereas Albania is quite slow and feels like it drags a bit. This moves quick, or quicker at least, higher tempo. Has a good catchy chorus that you can sing along to very easily. And that's not just because it's in English, that's because it's got that catchy ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm not doing this. I wouldn't. But it's got catchy sections to the chorus. You could easily sing along to it. It could catch you. It's a 4 out of 5. Strong 4 out of 5. I could see it qualifying. It probably will qualify in a fairly solid position. I think that Denmark are looking good this year. Very, very strong. All right. Estonia. I really love this. I love this. This is absolutely fantastic. This is brilliant. Initially, I had this as like a 4 out of 5, low 4, high 3. However, this song has dominated my life for the past like 5 days. It's absolutely brilliant. It's so masterfully crafted. I didn't initially appreciate how well the actual like backstory staging of the song was. How it feels like you've got the hip hop group of 5 Minus, and you got Pulup, who are like the traditional folk instrumentals. And it's like they are literally, the whole staging is, it's the folk group versus the hip hop, traditional versus modern, and they're fighting. But they combine their forces in the best way possible. The Tal Harpers combined with the hip hop, like the fucking rapping, is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Masterclass. Absolute masterclass. This is going to probably be a televote favorite this year. Absolute champion. Like, I am so ready for this to completely take over. Plus the dance is fucking great and it's easy to do. You can get people up. Very simple. It's this song is fantastic. This is a contender. This is absolutely a contender to win. There is very little I have wrong. Plus, Vsauce Man's voice is like music to my ears. Holy shit, that deep voice is mwah. Chef's kiss. Fantastic song. Absolutely fantastic song. I'm almost speechless at this. And now we have another sort of jokey, well, not really jokey, but light-hearted entry with Finland. So Windows 95 man is a thing that exists apparently. I didn't know we needed a Windows 95 man. I think it harkens back to a better time, shall we say. Yeah, this one doesn't do it as much for me as Estonia's does. I think the difference is in Estonia's they play it straight. They play it very much like, although it's clearly a more light-hearted song, it's not meant to be the best vocal performance or the best instrumental performance. It's meant to be just a very well-crafted song that's catchy, fun, and you have a good time listening to it. Same with this, but they play it for laughs. It doesn't feel like they play it seriously. And the message of the song is really good to go along with it. Usually no rules, you'd expect like a rebellious anthem about, doing bad shit. No rules, you can't chain me down. But this takes a more liberal approach. No rules about who you can be. He says, I am the king, I am the queen. It's one of the lyrics. You could be whoever you want. There's no rules. No one makes any rules. Who's to say who you can and can't be? Be yourself, which is great. But the message doesn't make the song, as you'll find out very much later. And this, unfortunately, they play it a bit too lightheartedly. They play it a bit like it's a joke. And I get it. This will probably do well because they got the Finland buff from last year. People are going to have that fresh in their memory. And they're going to vote for Finland out of that, I think. This doesn't do it as nicely for me. It's a good song. It's catchy. I like it. The firecracker pants are hilarious. But it's not quite as good for me as some of the others. I would like it if... I don't know. I feel like Kari has set the bar too high last year. It's hard to... it's hard to judge on that regard. Le France. Fantastic. This is how you do a ballad. This is how you do a ballad. This is absolutely impeccable. This is brilliant. His voice is so magnificent. His voice is so controlled, so perfect. He has such a wide register. It's amazing. And the way in that last chorus it all swells up and explodes because it starts very minimalist, as you'd expect from a ballad. Piano and his light voice. And he puts more and more passion in as the song goes on. It gets better and better by the second. And by that last chorus where it all explodes, it's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. It probably won't win. It might be a jury favorite, but it's competing with Latvia and Belgium. It might be a jury favorite. I don't think it will this year. I expect it to do well. I want it to do well. I really, really like this guy. He sings. He's probably got the best voice out of anyone here, maybe, except for one exception. I'm putting this as maybe high 4, probably maybe bottom of 5. I think it's a high 4 out of 5. I think the song just takes a little bit too long to get going. Is my only issue. It starts off a bit too slow, takes a little too long to get going, but once it gets going, it absolutely slaps. It's fantastic. Masterstroke in a ballad. Germany, Always on the Run by Isaac. So apparently this one's quite controversial because people didn't want this guy to win the national final or some shit. I've seen a guy called Rick or Reich or something like that was like a favorite, and he didn't win and he said we got this. I don't mind. I like this. This isn't too bad. His voice reminds me very much of Callum Scott. or even like Rag and Bone Man. He's got that kind of voice to him. I think he's got like a Callum Scott kind of voice. Like Callum Scott fused with like, he's got like the inflections of Tom Grennan, which is really cool. I really like his voice. He's got a very strong voice. The song itself, nothing special. I feel like I've heard it before. But it's a decent song. It's a very decent song. I like it. It has a niche. Maybe it fills that niche. I don't quite know, but I like it. It's good. Not perfect, but it's like this is probably like the perfect average song, the perfect middle ground song so far. I hope it does well. It probably won't. It really most likely won't do well, but I want it to. I wouldn't mind if it does. Now we've got Ireland, who took a big risk this year. Doomsday Blue by Bambi Thug. Yeah, this is a thing that exists. I love it. I love it. Not quite as much as Estonia's. It was my number one for a good while, but recently it has fallen off a little bit. I think that's just the amount I've listened to it, because their voice really does start to feel like it hurts after a while. The way they sing, the way Bambi Thug sings, they really, really like the dichotomy between the sort of more screamed parts of the rock section and the more chilled out section in the middle, the chorus, kind of chorus part 2, with like the acoustic guitar. It's like whiplash. It's like tonal fucking whiplash. I think that's the best way to describe this song. Is it's like experiencing actual whiplash, and I love it. It's great. They absolutely kill this. Every single bit of this they kill. It's really, really good, and it's such a big risk. My only fear is that this is going to, like, you compare this to, so last year, obviously, people were loving Cha 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 as like this big, like sort of almost uncharted territory for Eurovision, like rap rock, but not really. This, I think, is too far for most people. Not for me, I love it, but I think I'm scared that this isn't going to do well. I really want it to, but I'm scared it won't. But optimism. 5 out of 5 song, fantastic. Really love this. Next up, we have La Noia from Italy, Angelina Mango. It's very good. It's catchy. It's nice. I like it. This is a lot of people's favorite, but I don't know why. It's nothing out of it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's a very well executed pop song. It's a very well executed pop song. That's about it. It's very good. I do like the instrumental. The instrumental feels quite unique actually, but not like incredibly unique. I don't know. I have nothing really to say. It's well executed. It's well done. Yeah. I mean, 3 out of 5. Probably about the same as Germany's ranking, really, from me. Yay. All right. Hollow by Dons from Latvia, the competitor to France in the ballad section. It's this may be a hot take. I've seen people absolutely bashing this song because it wasn't what they wanted. It was too boring. It's too bland, too standard. Fuck them. This song is fantastic. This song is great. This is the best ballad so far. It's extra. His voice is impeccable. His voice is like, it maybe isn't a better voice than Slimaine's. It's close, but it's definitely about the same. I just like the song more. Maybe it's my English bias because I can understand the lyrics, but I don't know, something about it makes me just absolutely love this. You know what? It might be the fact that he's bold. I want to see the bold guy succeed. Fucking get it done, I believe. Nah, this song is really, really good. It's a very similar thing to France, where it does start off slow, but as it builds and swells, it really does hit. And I think the biggest difference is that it hits earlier. It's well earlier that it starts to swell up and get big, loud. And I think that's what plays to its strength. It's a very good song. I hope it qualifies. Probably won't, but I hope it does. Now we have Sylvester Belt, Luktelk from Lithuania. It's a good song. It's a very good song. Well, not very. It's a good song. Strong song. Very low key. Very subtle. But it does have a good drum beat to it. I really like that. I think it's a sleeper for I think it's a sleeper for one of the favorites. Personally, I don't listen to it that much. Like in terms of compared to the others, I don't think it's as good of a song. But I think it's a sleeper. I think this might take people by surprise. I'm excited to see how they do it, how they stage it. Because if he can nail this, then this might be a contender. It's very, very low key, very breathy, very light, but it's good. It's really good. And that's what. And as I said earlier, the beat is very low key, but it's catchy. And that's the important thing. It's a 3 out of 5. Better than Finland, slightly worse than Italy, I think. It doesn't have any moment that stands out from the song, which I think is probably to its detriment. Like, the top 5, sorry, I could say, like, Latvia and France have the singer's voice that stands out. Denmark has an extremely catchy chorus. Estonia has the entire instrumental with the deep voiced singer and the dance and the fucking TikTok dance shit. And Ireland is Ireland. Lithuania doesn't have any part of the song that particularly stands out to me. It's just very smooth, well executed. Nothing bad, but nothing that puts it up there, if you know what I mean. And I think much is the same story with Luxembourg. It's good. Nice pop song. I think I prefer it to Italy's. I think I prefer it to Czechia's as well. I think it's a low 4 out of 5. I like it. It's catchy. It's good. There's no moment that stands out particularly, but I do really like the descending melody at the end of the chorus. The that descending melody is really nice. And after she says fighter, with the single drum beat and the music stops, and then she goes back in. That's really nice. That's a really nice part of the song. Like I can feel myself like want to like hit imaginary drums in front of me or slam my desk whenever I hear that part. Adds to the song really nicely. I don't think it'll win. It might not even qualify, but I like the song. It's a good song. I listen to it. I think that just counts for something. Right, we've got Chanel Light or Sarah Bonici with Loop. It's good. I mean, yeah, it's Chanel 2. It's the sequel that's slightly worse than the original. There's nothing more to really say about it. It's catchy. It's supposed to play the role of like a sort of sexy and seductive song. Does that well. Not much more to say, really. I really like it. It's very, very sensual. But that plays to its benefit, I think. That's sort of the air she's trying to give off. And the funny backflip is funny. Because it's not really a backflip, but people have been calling it a backflip. You know. It's a nice 4 out of 5. Probably below Denmark. it plays off all the strengths of Chanel, just a little bit less personality. It's not a bad thing per se, but it does like where Chanel was probably a 5 out of 5 that year, this is probably a 4 out of 5 this year. Like it's a very very strong song, and it's a niche that's not really contested this year. I guess Spain's kind of is in the same ballpark, but they're two different types of songs, and I like this one quite a lot more. It's good. I like it. All right, Moldova. Natalia Barbu in the middle. Yeah, 1 out of 5. Boring. There's not much going on. It's. I was very disappointed this year with Moldova's choice. You compare it to last year, or you compare it to like the funny epic sax guy, which they're known for. Yeah. Eh. It's not much to say. It's not a good song. It's not interesting. Nothing much goes on. It's not going to qualify. It's like one of the lowest in the odds right now. Yeah. Malta, you fucked up. It is what it is. All right, Norway. Gate, gut. There's a like accentuation on that A, and I don't know how to say it. I'm just saying gate because I'm white and British and boring. Ulveham. I mean, fantastic rock, right? You hear that guitar going off? Bro, this shit slaps. This shit properly slaps. And I wish I could like it more than I do. This is a strong favorite, I think. A lot of people love this. A lot of people on the YouTube community, anyway. A lot of like the top 20s or whatever that you see at the moment that people are putting out either have this or Italy at #1. And honestly, I can see why. It's just like, personally, it's not my thing, which sucks to say because I appreciate that it's good, but I don't get much personal enjoyment out of this. I don't know. I feel like the song drags a bit, and while the main sort of chorus is an extremely good vocal performance, like an absolutely impeccable showcase of her vocal talents, it is just her making noises for like 30 seconds. And I've heard that the lyrics are to do with like her personal struggles and trauma. So maybe the chorus could be like her just letting it all go and screaming out. And if so, fair enough. But again, it's not the best sort of drop to have. But I can see it doing well. I wouldn't be surprised if it wins. Oslo 2024, I guess. It's probably a 5 out of 5, but for me it's like a 3 out of 5. Sorry, Norway. Okay, Luna with the tower for Poland. So, bearing everything so far I've said in mind about generic pop songs and generic sounding songs and not being incredibly interesting, putting this at the top. I love to contradict myself, and this has been my most listened to song by far since it's dropped. I said I haven't been keeping too much up with the national finals and whatnot, but this was the one I was sort of kept up with. I did a pre-recording actually before the Polish juries of this video, when it was about 17 or 18 revealed, just before the juries for Poland decided, which is why I held this off. I wanted to see what the Polish song was, and it just so happened also that Belgium dropped theirs like a day later, so I was like, oh, fair enough. Anyway, going into it, it was one of the ones I'd actually kept up with because there was the Witcher song, right, by whatever her name is, Justina or something, that people were really, really like creaming themselves over, like it was the best thing of all time, or like their favorite to go through. But from listening to what the entries were, this was my favorite from the very beginning. I love everything about this song. Again, it's a bit generic, but that's fine. Generic is fine if you do it well. And this is done impeccably. The beat is perfect. Her vocals are fantastic. I don't know if she can sing live, I have to say, but I hope she can, because if she does, this is going to be like, this will be my far and away. This would have won for me last year as well. This is so good. I don't know what to say. Like, the video is amazing. Her vocals are amazing in the video. It's catchy. It's phenomenal. I don't have anything negative to say about it other than it's a little bit generic. But everything about it just hits so right with me, and I don't know why, but it does. I love it. I have been enamored with this since. It reminds me a little bit of like, shit. I had something and now I've lost it. Fuck. Oh well, it's fine. Point is, this is a 5 out of 5. Perfect. Top tier shit. Anyone who says that this is bad, anyone who complains about TVP being biased, suck my left nut. This is fucking brilliant. Alright, now we have Slovenia with Veronica by Raven. All the people saying Raven by Veronica make me cringe. Do your research. Talk about atmosphere. Holy shit. This is such like a dark and mystical song. I love it. It's supposed to be about, or from what I have read, it's supposed to be about like the first witch ever to be prosecuted in Slovenia, whose name was Veronica. And that's why the video is all full of this all like edgy symbolism and has a mystical air to it. It's a very well put together song, and Raven can sing really well. I'm excited to see this live. I think this will qualify. I think this is a sleeper to win, you know. I really do. I think people are sleeping on this song quite a lot. If she can pull this off live well, then by God, this might have a chance to win. I put this at the bottom of a 4 out of 5. I think the song takes too long to get going. I think it's a slow start, personally. Some people like that, but me, no. I mean, yeah, it's on most other accounts, it's perfect. All right, Nebulosa, Zora. So, what's Nebulosa giving us? So this feels like very Euro trashy type shit, but I like it. I like the beat anyway. Her vocal performance isn't great. It's very breathy, very whispered, very subtle, very low key. But it doesn't do anything for me realistically. I feel like this is in the same sort of ballpark of kind of song, like atmosphere, as Malta's was, where it's trying to be like coy and seductive. Whereas Malta's is trying to be more in your face and seductive. This one is more like, you know, I'm gonna seduce you. Whereas Malta's is more just fucking let's fuck. You know? It's not great. It has to be said. I like the instrumental, that's it. Everything else is kind of a bit meh. Sorry, Spain. I should like this more, but I don't. I apologize. I do like the two dudes with the fat asses in the video though. In the performance. That was certainly something to behold. All right, now we've got Ukraine, Teresa Maria. Yeah, oh fuck. So, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just very. The song doesn't feel like it goes anywhere. It just doesn't feel like it progresses. And that's what I was saying with the Finnish one. As good as a message can be, if the song isn't interesting, the song isn't interesting, and there's no message is going to change that unless it's literally like some shit that's revolutionary. And this just isn't. The rap's cool. I like it. Aliona does a pretty decent rap. Her flow's nice. Yeah. Also, in the performance, in the live performance, they don't mix together very well on the chorus. You can barely hear one of them. And I think it's supposed to be like Jerry's thing on the chorus, but you don't hear her really. I don't know. It's like I feel like the mixing on the song was really bad. The song itself, it's reasonably catchy, but it's nothing revolutionary. I'm putting it with a 2 out of 5. This is a favorite to win. It's Ukraine. Everyone loves Ukraine. I mean, I love Ukraine. I didn't even watch Eurovision 2021, but Shum's one of my favorite Eurovision songs of all time. Like everyone loves it. Heart of Steel was great last year, I think. Yeah, I mean, retroactively, it was great last year. I think I was a bit too harsh on it in my other video, but it's good. It's just not anything interesting. And I think that concludes it. That's all 20. It's very strong this year. It's much stronger than last year. It has to be said. Last year there was a lot of duds coming into the semi-finals, but this year there's very few. And the songs that aren't as interesting have some redeeming features to them that like make me want to root for them a bit more. And then there's just the outlier that is Poland, but I will be supporting Poland all the way. Luna is going to win Eurovision this year, except maybe not, because there's one other national final I've been keeping up with. And if this wins, then we might just be seeing Croatia at the very top of the charts, eh? I am so hyped. Or maybe Ole Alexander comes in with the blinder, because we got a whole ass years and years at Eurovision this year. So I'm very excited for the UK and Croatia's songs to be chosen and all revealed. Fingers crossed, eh? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be making another one of these when all of them have been revealed. But this is like my mid-season rankings. See how things are going so far. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I'd love to do this again. And I will see you all around another time.